previous owner ever had a wasp problem, but it's the middle of winter, so I'm gonna go ahead and assume that we are good to clear that out. The only snag we've hit so far is this thing won't move. So we're gonna have to get multiple people on this to get her done. And I assume this pegboard is like screwed into these studs underneath because it's not really coming free. So I snapped off what we could and got this wall pretty much done, but it's good news. Most of these spaces are 15-inch. Insulating shouldn't be too difficult, knock on wood. I guess no sense in messing with them, so we'll keep them there and just kind of cut the insulation around, but for the most part, like I said, pretty uniform shape. This is gonna be a pain in the cheeks because all of this right here is like, I don't know what this guy did. He like cut around somehow, and I think he added these after the fact. This is gonna be a whole project in itself to drywall. We're making some progress. This is, believe it or not, progress. This is just like a day after work. I have no idea how long the series is gonna be. I know that we have a lot planned for it, and this is just kind of like the first step. So insulation is major key, especially here in Michigan. We finally got a nice day where it's 44 degrees. So I figured why not start? We kind of got sunlight now. Didn't film a lot of this part, but it was kind of boring. It was literally just unscrewing all these screws that were through the pegboard, and then I put all the pegboard out kind of on the side of the garage for the time being. So I've just got this pile over here, and then I took out that kind of ugly wooden like cabinet unit. Didn't even have door faces for the cabinet, so I took it off. We're getting down to the studs, so we're making really good progress. One thing I kind of found on this side is that we can see the earth over on that side, and it is filthy behind here. Like we got a lot of dust, obviously from outside, so I'm gonna fill that with like that spray insulation and hope that does the trick. I don't want to replace all these boards, so hopefully we can make it work without having to do that. So I've also kind of been looking at this. I don't really have a need for all this overhead storage, so I kind of been thinking taking it down and just having this flat flush area. I don't know if this is going to be instrumental to the structure. I don't think it is. I think he just added this for extra storage, as you can see, kind of attached on both ends there. So I don't know, I might consult a second opinion before I take this thing down, but I think we could do it if we wanted. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the car on the way to Lowe's because we got to pick up the construction material. I don't know, would you call it construction material? We're getting a couple of goodies. We're getting, let's see, insulation, a stapler, staples, a vacuum, and some like spray foam insulation just in the cans to get some cracks and crevices that we need to. So I think that's it as far as the shopping list for Lowe's today. Did just get a haircut. I had to get that skin fade because we're on camera day. We're filming a big video, episode 1 of the garage remodel. People are gonna watch this and be like, God, this kid's so annoying. I've had coffee already, and it's early on a Saturday, so I'm excited. I'm excited to just get things started, get things kicked off with the series. We're not wasting any more time, ladies and gents. If you want to see this whole series, hit subscribe because I'm super excited for it. I'm motivated. We're going to keep the series going. We're not going to like upload one video in the series and then stop uploading like a few people that I've seen on YouTube do. Let's get to Lowe's. Let's go shopping. I was a bit nervous when I pulled up with all these in like the blue extendo cart thingy. I tried fitting them all in the bundle, and they didn't fit in my trunk. However, I took them out individually and they fit no problem. I also got this Craftsman guy to vacuum up before we actually lay the insulation on the walls, and a couple other goodies like something to help cut, stapler, staples. I probably should have got a mask, like an N95 mask. That's probably the only thing I forgot. I don't know, I heard you don't like need it for this kind of insulation, but we'll see. Back to home. All right, this little guy is probably tired. I just vacuumed out everything from like all these crevices, all spider webs, all the dirt, debris, dust, stuff. A little scary. There's some nails over here that definitely wouldn't want in my workspace or like near my cars or tires. So I'm gonna be removing those. Look at the size of this thing. Look at the girth on that boy. It's crazy. But I think besides that, we're all kind of cleaned and prepped, ready for some insulation. What do you guys think? I guess. See how that expands in a second. If I've learned one thing, it is that this little tool is worth it. It's like 10 bucks to cut the insulation. So measure, cut. This particular Owens Corning one came with these little flaps that you put over the edges. Staple. This stapler was like 18 bucks. I'll link everything I use in the description too, but it's coming along pretty nicely, and it's looking good too. Nice and uniform. This section is probably gonna go quickly. Looks like the foam is expanded really nicely too in those gaps. So the only thing I've got to do is keep going along these walls. This section, I'm kind of doing like the 15-inch sections first, then I'm gonna cut up sections to fill in these smaller gaps here. But for the time being, we're just gonna keep on cruising along. This one's gonna be interesting because there's not studs, so don't really have a plan. Just gonna wing it, but we're just gonna keep chugging along. Feels like nice having that wall in this whole section kind of finished, we'll call it, with the insulation. So I was able to get kind of this off, and I'm gonna try my absolute best to push the insulation down as far as I can get it for these sections, because this thing probably weighs 2 tons, like legit. I couldn't even get it budged. And Jimmy, who fixed the electrical in here, tried it with me, so we still couldn't get it. Jimmy got this outlet working. He's an absolute G. So now we have power going to this guy. Just ran it from here. Kind of, no pun intended, Jimmy rigged it for now, but it's going to be kind of buttoned up and looking proper. So that'll be all finished up here eventually. It's not a super high priority. Probably gonna end up stapling it to like here and running it so it's nice and uniform. I've opted to go for the N95. I don't know if it's too late, but we're like halfway through the project, so if I have fiberglass in my lungs, I guess I'm too far gone, but I decided why not. Tired. Just like that, ladies and gents, we are insulated. I don't even know what time it is. 4 o'clock, and we just finished. Like, it was just me on the task today. Jimmy did all the electrical, which was amazing, and just a lone soldier on the insulation, and we're done. I want to flip the camera and show you guys. So the corners were a little tricky, and like some of the studs weren't a full 15 inches in between. So this part was actually all pretty easy, and it was very uniform. And then I just cut around where these guys are and filled in kind of like a half one. It's a little wrinkled, kind of not great in the corner, but we're gonna drywall over it anyway. So I tucked down behind this giant unit because we couldn't move it, but I did my best to get as far down as possible there. I filled all these little tiny crevices with this spray kind of gap filler foam, and we got in there, got in these crevices with the gap filler, which turned out great. I only used 2 cans of it total. This was like a weirdly big one, so like I said, it's getting covered in drywall. The main thing is that the insulation is there doing its job. Packed it up here, did the spray foam in between all these guys, because this used to be like a window area that got boarded up, and then all the way down here, these 3 big guys, and over here. I'm leaving this as is right now. I did spray foam and kind of like the gap, or not gap, but like kind of connection points. And then we're gonna mess with this to get some more outlets in here. So I'm not touching anything else, but I would say that is a great improvement over what it was this morning. So can't complain. Very, very happy. Honestly, it went quick. I was expecting to like have this maybe spill over even into tomorrow, but pleasantly surprised that we were able to get everything done today. So Total haul, I'll put the price up on the screen, and I actually have 4 extra rolls, so I can go return these. They're like 20 bucks each, so I'll save about $80. Yeah, this is finished. I'm not doing the ceiling, but I will be doing the garage door in a different episode. We're not using the same insulation, obviously. It's a bit different. It's like foam, 1.5 inch or 1 inch board that you use for these. It's different. So today, this episode, we did the garage door walls. So again, very happy with the outcome. I'm gonna wrap up today, and I think I'm gonna take some time off because it's deserved. Ladies and gents, it's gonna wrap up things here today. If you guys are as excited as I am, hit subscribe to not miss out on the future videos for the series. I know next video we're gonna be doing heating in the garage. A little teaser, we got a really cool unit in the mail, so excited to get that started. And I'm actually filming that tomorrow. It'll be up next Sunday. We're just getting started. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, ladies and gents, we'll see you.